Are you okay? Yeah? Have you been crying? No. Do you want to talk about it? No. Do you want a hug? Yeah.
The desire to die. Melancholic, right? It's an idea all too familiar for some of us, and all too foreign for others. But what do I mean when I say that? It's hard to paint a picture or provide an example, but picture this. You're in a war. The time setting doesn't really matter, but for the sake of argument, let's say it's medieval times. You're doing your best to vanquish the enemy, stay alive, that kind of thing. After the battle is over, you're the last one standing. As you behold the sea of conquered foes and forgotten allies, you come to realize somewhere along the line you suffered a fatal injury. You take a moment to come to terms with that. You look around and see an oak tree atop a hill, free from the devastation of war. Slowly but surely you make your way to the top, and rest your back on the side of the tree. As the sun sets, you feel, through your exhaustion, your mind begin to fade. As slowly but surely you come to terms with the idea that this is where your story ends. The light fades away with one final breath. This is the desire to die. It often gets confused for being suicidal, but there are some key details and differences between the two. To be suicidal means that you view your life as having no purpose, or rather the purpose is to suffer. Why not bite the bullet, right? But the desire to die is different in this way. It's not like it's all bad. From time to time you're happy, not stressed about much, not particularly depressed. But sometimes it's all just too much. You wonder and you ponder about a world where everything is the exact same, except you don't exist. You think about a world where people you love are forced to honor your memory rather than your presence. Despite the name of this video, you don't actually want to die, but rather you want peace. Death in our collective consciousness is a final release. No worldly problems persist after death, regardless of whether or not there's an afterlife. Death is not the solution that a lot of people think it is, but unfortunately the desire to die is a lot more common than people realize. It's not that big of a deal, but sometimes it's all just too much. So you take a moment and stop the clock, breathe, and pick your life back up when you're ready. I promise it'll wait for you when you come back. Maybe you're stressed about someone in your life, or a situation you're not too comfortable with. Maybe it's school or an optional activity that's causing you to want to take a step back. It doesn't really matter. Whether this desire is born of a need for release or simply a curious thought, it's not one that's easy to talk about. I suppose that's why I'm making this video. It's no surprise that my own content is a lot more different than this. I don't often put my feelings on the table, but I felt like this was a useful expenditure of my time. I cannot offer you much. In fact, I might not be able to offer you anything at all. But if need be, this is a safe place, full of people who will understand. So if you want to confess your baggage or just talk, this comment section will be here till the end of time. And if not, well, we'll all remain here, waiting for the day where the desire to die becomes the longing to live.